We have no mercy for those that come to disrupt the restoration of this struggle. We don't negotiate with anyone. We will never do that. Because when you do things like that, you encourage the same thing to be inside the government, and they will continue to do what they are doing. They said, added that sex.
Welcome, fellow Biafrans, lovers of freedom across the world. I welcome you to this amazing platform. Thank you so much for joining me on today's program, and I wish you a very happy new year. Finally, we are now in the year 2025, and as we proceed in the year 2025, we must not forget that we have a lot of responsibilities. Our responsibility in this platform is to give you information and make sure that you have an update on what is going on in Biafra land, more especially things that has to do with the restoration of independent state of Biafra. Today, I am going to share with you a very important video. Please pay attention to this video. In all the information that we see here, you are going to see that they have started again a new deceit to distract us from the restoration of independence of Biafra. We must not be distracted. It is either Biafra or nothing. Mazi Nnamdi Kanu said it to us, and he has not changed his mind. If anybody tries to insinuate that Mazi Nnamdi Kanu have changed, that is a lie. Watch this video from beginning to the end. You will understand that the enemies will never give up. And those of us who are focusing on the restoration of Biafra, we must not give up. Do not get distracted, regardless what you hear or what you see. Always remember that it is Biafran first. All eyes must be on the rising sun. Every eye must be on the rising sun. Do not allow yourself to be carried away with things that are happening around you. The restoration of independent state of Biafra is one thing that we must focus on. We have the United States of Biafra now. Let's watch.
We have with us in the studio this morning to help make sense of this topic. We have Prince Francis Chilaka, who is a political analyst, and Barrister Darlington Agumo. He's also a political analyst and VOP TV in-house analyst. And we'll be going to our Oka station where we have Dr. Henry Duru, who is a public affairs analyst and a media expert. He will also join us, in dissecting this particular incident that happened in Ebonyi State. It is interesting to know that it is not the first time that particular community, is being attacked. And then from the way the governor of the state, Francis Nwifuru, made this look, he said he is going to do something to make sure that this will not repeat itself again, even when he acknowledged that, it's more like one too many of attack happening in that Elu local government area. All right, our heart goes out to those that lost their loved ones in Ebonyi State on Sunday. If it happened to be, within my own power, I would have said maybe we can observe 1 minute silence for them. But all the same, God knows best and love most. That's what I would say. Good morning, gentlemen. Good morning, Prince Francis Chilaka.
Good morning.
Good morning, Prince.
Good morning.
Good morning, Barrister Darlington. You're welcome. All right, let's establish communications with Dr. Henry Duru. Good morning, Dr. Henry Duru. We know you're there with us. Good morning. We'd like you to unmute your device if you can hear me. All right, Barrister Darlington, let us get your, what...
To the north, who saw and heard all this, have they said a word? No, they will not talk. You can see how a country is made. Is it not because the government are giving them the backup? That's why they act with so much arrogance. I remember these same people went to Ghana to mess up. The Ghana government chased them out. But in Nigeria, they have been welcomed and pampered. I will blame Dave Umahi. I will blame him. This thing started under him. When he was trying to be a good boy to Buhari, that was when this thing started. We all saw it. They were giving him money, trying to make him look like he's a good man in the southeast. They say he was building this, deliberately. Buhari was funding Dave Umahi that time. And because of that, Dave Umahi looked the other way while Fulanis were taking over Ebonyi. I said it somewhere. I said it that this thing that Dave Umahi is doing, it will boomerang one day. Because these people, they are never good neighbors. They have never been. The moment they come into your neighborhood, just wait. It's a matter of time when they settle down. The next thing, they start killing. Right. So the government, and I said the federal government, must make a statement to these people. They must be warned that they don't have the monopoly of violence. The federal government must speak to these people. It's way too many. Too many. Is it not people start retaliating now? That the federal government will not talk?
Darlington.
How can you go to people's home and kill them in their farm?
All right,
look at the distance from the north to Ebonyi. Does Fulanis own any land in Ebonyi?
All right, I feel the passion with which you're
speaking.
It's
very painful, serious, very painful. We have tolerated enough from these people. I mean, when are we going to call a spade here? Every time people don't kill people without any provocation.
All right then. Well, it's killer headsmen. That's what they are. As their
brothers would not all Fulani. So, you that right, is the same. Call them to order now. Call them to order.
Prince Francis.
Call them to order.
Into the conversation. Now let's look at the facts of the matter here. There is a report that cattle's or maybe a cattle was killed, and then the report also says the security agents came in to ask around what happened to about past 3. That's a long time. That's a long time for an attack to go on. Armed individuals and those that had nothing other than hose and maybe cutlasses and rake. The attack lasted for that long. This is roughly 6 hours. And then 2 hours after the attack, security agents came in, pleaded with them not to record, those that were recording with their phones, seized their phones, took away 10 bodies, including a retired police officer. And then when they came back to the community, the scenario that I just painted out, doesn't it seem like some sort of collusion?
Moses, gunpowder. Nigeria is good. And those who are piloting affairs of Nigeria are the most wicked set of human beings. I keep saying, when you talk about peace, there can never be peace without justice. But unfortunately in Nigeria, we're forced to accept everything by government. First and foremost, what kind of security agencies do we really have? If you recall what happened, is it Okoma also, where they said some military men went to broker peace and got killed.
Yes.
Okoloba. And you ask yourself, if kind of military or the kind of security personnel we have today were the same type of security personnel we had during the times of Shehu Sagari, do you think any civilian would dare to kill a military man? Nobody would do that. We have so politicized everything in this country that Nigeria is bleeding. Let me even start by asking a question. The security people that came to resolve this crisis on them, at what point in time in this country have we licensed headsmen to be carrying rifles and AK-47?
Okay.
So we need to know. And it's when these things play out like this, you begin to ask yourself, I would ask that question, like any other Nigerian. Who are those perpetuating evil in the Southeast? Is it the ESN? Is it IPOP? Or is it the killer headsmen? It's becoming obvious. Nnamdi Kanu is incarcerated. Simon Ekpa is incarcerated. Yet, the killings are going on in the Southeast.
Okay.
So the finger is pointing to, Fulani headsmen, whether we like it or not.
Yeah. Okay.
Whether we like it or not. I'm coming. And it is so annoying that all the government will ever do is, we will look into it. We will look into it. But they never look into it.
Okay, Prince, that's a lot. That's a lot. I mean, there's so many questions that have that are not yet answered. And now let's establish contact with our Okduru, standing by. Dr. Henry Duru is a media expert and political affairs analyst. Good morning to you, Dr. Henry Duru. Okay, we are here to establish contact. I think there's an audio glitch there. Let's step back in the studio. Barrister Darlington,
yes.
If you factor everything that has happened, and the fact that the governor said, look, this is not the first time, this is not the second time, and it might not be the third time, because it's been recurring. It's more like a pattern. And like the Prince also said, does it look like, looks like the government is complicit, because the military came, Moses said the military came and gave them assurance to stay back, that nothing will happen. All of a sudden on Sunday morning, they were swept upon and people were killed. And I'd like for you to factor in that, look, at first count, only men were killed, leaving the women and all of that. And the role of sex weaponization in genocide and all of that. If you put everything together, does it look like this is undocumented genocide or something like ethnic cleansing?
Yes,
that is going on in parts of the middle belt and southeast.
Exactly.
Because they come, they go, and the military is like, what makes it look like, in my opinion, what does it look like the government is complicit by the fact that, look, they are unable to rein in all these people, like the Prince said, people that are carrying assault rifles, AK-47 and all of that. Is it genocide in action that is undocumented, or is it ethnic cleansing? Because you also understand that some communities have been chased away, renamed by a certain group of people. What does that look like?
Thank you, Mr. Okoro. When people now have taken laws into their own hands, and they have been doing it over the years without any reprimand, that is what you get. I've been saying it, what is their mission? Who is backing them? Who is supporting? Who gave them the power to be so arrogant and be so lawless? Mr. Okoro, if your child is killed or rustled, what are you supposed to do as a reasonable human being? The police is there, the courts are there. If a cow is missing or killed, fine. The highest you could do, you ask for compensation. And that is if it is discovered that your cow did not stray into somebody's farm. It's a very minor issue now. Very minor. What do you mean by a cow and a human being? Which one is more useful to a nation? Which one is more useful to God and to the community? A cow. It is because you and I have allowed these people to be acting in this manner. I told you here that in Ghana, when they dealt with them, they ran away. What is that? They ran away from Ghana. So why have they found sanctuary in Nigeria? Is that not an important question for you and I to ask the federal government? This is not once. This is not even the 100 times. So when is it going to stop?
But Barrister, let's look at the role of government in all of this. You recall that during the government of Muhammad Buhari, and there was this issue in somewhere in Plateau State or Benue State, where human beings were killed in place of cows too. And the presidential spokesperson, Femi Adesina, you know, speaking on behalf of his principal, said, look, if you don't want to be killed, you have to
give up your land.
Give up your land. I keep going back to the question, is it more like ethnic cleansing, land grabbing by people, you know, to displace people? You know, is it forced migration? What is it? Because the International Organization of Migration is saying that, look, in Nigeria, we have more than 100 IDP camps, and the number is in excess of 3 million people, you know, in those IDP camps. How come people are displaced in their communities, in their ancestral lands, in peacetime, and the government does nothing about it? What is it called? What does it look like?
It is a clandestine move to remove people from their ancestral home and take it over. Mr. Okoro, what is going on is ethnic cleansing. Because I asked that question before. Who are the people that are killing? And who are they killing? The last time I checked, a full animal will never kill his fellow full animal. Never. Rather, he would die for the full animal. So, who is these people that are killing other people? What is their mission? Because initially, the propaganda is that they are looking for a grazing whatever. And they were calling it a farmer header clash. Just to deceive you and I. But clandestinely, a lot is going on. People are being uprooted from their ancestral home. After chasing them from their farm, they will follow them to their home and kill them and take over the place.
Now, Barrister Darlington, if you say that this is more like an ethnic cleansing thing, then why is it that up until now, you know, the government is not saying anything about it? Because it's more like affecting every other person. It's affecting everywhere. In the north, there's no peace, if I'm to use that word. If you come to the south also, the other day, Sheima Kinde cried out about how some people, some unscrupulous elements have, you know, entered into Oyo State. And yes, on Sunday, it was in Ebonyi State. Now, if it is an ethnic cleansing and the government is doing nothing about it, then what does that now make Nigeria to be as a nation? A sovereign nation at that.
The government is complicit. We have said it severally. The federal government of Nigeria is complicit with their agents, their security agents.
So how complicit can a government be, even to its own detriment of losing its sovereignty, if I'm to use that word?
They are not losing it, though. They are working with these people. The government is aware. That's why throughout Buhari, nothing was done. Another Tinubu, nothing is done.
If you say they are working with these people, Barrister Darlington, you know, we have a nation of over 250 million people, if I'm to use that word, and, you know, people are being killed, people are losing their lives, people are being displaced. Now, what will now be the fate of Nigeria? Who are they now going to govern when all these people are now being displaced and other people are taking over their ancestral homes?
No. The people that are killing them, they will now take over, you know, and then bring in more of their kind from the Sahel and all that to take over Nigeria. It is a deliberate and orchestrated action. Go and check how the jihadists took over some African nations before 1804 when they came into Nigeria. Go on. It's the same trajectory. Okay. There's nothing new here. It's just that you and I have kept quiet. We are pretending as if it's just ordinary clash. No, it is not.
Exactly my question
it's
now
not.
To the Prince. Prince, let's look at the flip side of it. Why do you think that host communities are not reacting?
Who told you they are not reacting?
Are they reacting?
It's not that the federal government is asking them. In Benue, when they established a vigilante group to counter this thing, the first IG that Buhari appointed, Idris, went there and disarmed them and called them illegal, whatever and all. This was a vigilante group that the state assembly established. The federal government disarmed them and asked them to go home.
Exactly exactly my question to the Prince. Prince, what's your take on this? Why is it that communities are not fighting back? Why is it that state governments are more like, are they hamstrung? Can they collaborate among themselves like Southeast governors? You know, like what is going on in Southwest, Amoteku? You know, why is it that the Southeast governors cannot do? Because apart from these things happen in some parts of Enugu State, you remember the Okpa Benimbo incident in 2014, you know, where a lot of more than 100 people were killed. And the governor had issues, you know, getting approvals from from the presidency because the CP had apparently told him, look, I need to get approval, from Abuja before I act. Why is it that there is no collaboration among the Southeast governors? Because it looks like this is a clear and present danger, but people are not reacting. Like, I go back to the reaction of people, the government and all of that. What do you think is responsible?
I wrote an article a few days back, and I said the Igbo leaders are culpable. Culpability in the sense that the Igbo leaders have failed to protect the lives and properties of their people. The Igbo leaders are so greedy and selfish that they do not see the need of unification. The Igbo leaders have suddenly sold their birthright. And that is why you can wake up from sleep and you see a federal government taking up a wrong policy. Those from the side of the president will not come talk, but those from the Southeast will come out and tell you, we love what this man is doing. We love what that person is doing. I have said before now that let us not have peace of the graveyard. Let us have peace centered on what? Justice, equity, and fairness. Until we have that, these small issues will keep arising. Why everybody's saying, why are the people not reacting? How can the people react when they have given their sovereignty to their governors? They've mortgaged their sovereignty to their governors. And then, unfortunately, we have governors in the Southeast that are more scared of holding onto power than rendering services to the people.
Okay, Prince, when I talk about people reacting, I'm looking at a situation where hunters in some parts of Borno State at a point had to gather themselves, mobilize themselves, and started fighting back, against Boko Haram terrorists and all of that. It also happened in Zamfara. You recall that at a time, hunters gathered and said, look, these bandits, we are going to contest and contend with you. It is either you kill us or we kill you. And at a point, the government came in and give them some kind of support. Why is it that we don't have that kind of mobilization in the Southeast?
We don't have it because the Southeast has been captured. It may sound funny, but that's the truth. And that is why you have several checkpoints. Like I keep saying, you have checkpoints that are running 200s. They operate from Sunday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. On Mondays, you don't see them. The Southeast has been captured in the sense that the people, if they react, they are tagged as secessionists, they are tagged as IPOP, they are tagged as ESN. So you find yourself in the middle of an ocean without a life jacket. Okay. That is the core problem of the Southeast right now.
All right, I just got a message from someone, but I'd like you to respond to this, Prince Francis, before we go to Oka. A message just came in for someone who's listening that says, do you know that some community leaders collect money from the headers to give up their communities in Igbo land and beyond? Are you privy to this?
I'm not privy to it, but I'll say this. I have always insisted that we need to take that 1999 document we call a constitution and shred it. We need to move from state of origin to state of residence. It gives everybody a fair sense of belonging. This whole thing about state of origin is a major problem. But if people are categorized as state of residence, it means that I can live in Lagos and I will not have to begin to think I am from the Southeast.
Does it make a difference?
No, it makes a big difference. It makes a big difference. You see, anybody saying that people collect money, well, a lot of people in Lagos have bought houses, they've bought lands. Nobody's questioning. So the problem is, the people that are coming in, one, Are they buying the land? Are they adding any development to the land? If they are not, why would any sensible man collect money from somebody?
So you don't think that greed can play in this particular one, you know, for them to pockets? Don't you think that that can play also?
You were in Lagos in 2023, just before the elections. And when this issue of Lagos, nobody owns Lagos came up. And you saw the way the Yorubas, their elders, their leaders came out vehemently to oppose it. Why is it actions? And when this issue of Lagos, nobody owns Lagos came up. And you saw the way the Yorubas, their elders, their leaders came out vehemently to oppose it. Why is it that the Igbo leaders are not doing it? Why? Why is it that the Southeast, those were perpetuated in the land?
Do you think that some of them are not complicit? Do you
No.
think that some of them are?
A lot of them are. And that is why, you see, let me add this.
Okay.
I think the major problem in the South is this issue of Igbo, which is the Igbos have no king. That is a mindset we need to change. We need to hold those you call Ezes in Igbo land. You need to hold them responsible. Okay. And that is what I expect the people to do.
All right. Then.
Sorry, Moses, before you go to Oka, let me make some clarification here. You know, when the person that wrote in, I like the word he used, collect money. He didn't say sell. Because I have an experience in my community where a certain highly placed individual collected money from headers. He didn't sell the land. Mobilized and said, how much did you collect from them? You know, he told us, we returned it to the people and now chased them away.
No, but you see,
you get the point.
Okoro, let me say this. It is evil, it is wickedness. When something is wrong, let us say it is wrong.
Exactly the point.
It is wrong for anybody to collect money from somebody
But it happens.
without an agreement as to the tenure
Of occupancy.
Because that also could infuriate somebody. If you collect money from me and there are no terms, and I decide to stay there for 100 years, and after 2 years you are asking me to leave, you're going to create problems.
So the young man is saying, so it's part of the problem in the Southeast.
This whole issue of materialism that is consuming the Southeast need to be tamed.
All right, then let's take this to Oka now, where Dr. Henry Duru is standing by. I'm going to pick up from the issue of illegal land sale. Let me try to make it sound better than just collecting money. Because the issue of community leader, community leaders giving off land to headers and then taking money from them has come up. What is your experience in Oka, and why also, I'm throwing out two questions in one now. What is your experience in that regard, and why have we seen some sort of lackadaisical attitude on the part of leaders in the Southeast in dealing with the issue of killer headers?
Very much. First of all, when it comes to my experience regarding the alleged rental of land by community leaders to herdsmen, I would say I've just been hearing about it, but I have not actually encountered anybody who had a direct experience. Neither have I personally had an experience of such. For instance, not too long ago, I remember a colleague of mine talking about where he bought a piece of land just in a community close to Oka here, where he planned to build a house, move your cattle through the streets, and they are feeding and they are drinking without you without you trespassing on people's property. I know that it is not something that is lawful, but it is something that we have lackadaisically allowed.
Oh, okay. Unfortunately, we lost contact with, audio from Oka's studio, but we'll try to re-steal from Orca studio, but we'll try to re-establish
Trees or parastatals. It's the problem of insecurity. When you address the problem of insecurity, a lot of these things.
People now being more Nigerians than others. Is that what you're saying, Prince
No,
Francis? People now being more Nigerians than others. Is that what you're saying, Prince
No,
Francis?
we're not having people more. We're just
The nation is not, the way the way it should be. What will I center? Who would they govern there?
Your 1999 constitution talks about. They talk about this. How do I put it? Social contract between the government and the people. Where have you seen it play out? We just have too many things written in paper that are not even giving value to our lives. The American government, for instance, can spend billions just to rescue one American. Why is the Nigerian government not thinking outside the box? Why is the Nigerian government not prioritizing the people over mundane things? So it's a problem of leadership.
All right.
We have a leadership crisis in Nigeria.
Okay.
And the people do no longer trust their leaders.
That is, no longer trust their leaders. And that brings me to this other.
Thank you so much for watching the program. I appreciate you for your patience to watch from beginning to end. I hope you have learned a lot from this very program that I just played, this video. Please like and share the video. Share to all platforms. After sharing the video, now you can go to the comment section and put down your comments. Whatever suggestions, contributions you have to make, what do you think about the video I just played? Go to the comment section and put your comment. I will go to the comment section and I bet you I am learning a lot from there and you can equally learn from there. Let us share our experience on that comment section. Thank you so much and stay blessed. Don't forget to share and we continue to bless you as you share. Biafra government, peace, progress, unity and equity. We move. Ebonyi.